part about live chat is it isn't just about me. It is also about Jabberwocky, who I'm going to pull up because I forgot to pull. What pronoun did we give Jabberwocky? I think we said him. We're going to pull Jabberwocky up so he can participate. And also, with the people that are here live in the collective brain, we're all going to talk about this topic. And I think this is a really, really good one. I try to save like topics like this for ones where we can talk to the community, where it's not just me being a talking head giving you my opinion, because this topic infuriates me to no end. And we had talked about this a couple weeks ago about influencers not being trusted because of certain people who happen to have a high visibility doing shady business. And it's like, no, we're not all like that. There are so many of us that are not like, but the problem is this is getting worse. This is getting worse. This attitude is getting worse, and it is everywhere. And, sometimes I go to bed not knowing what I'm going to chat about, and then the comment gods give me a comment that sparks my fury. So I'm not going to show you the comment on the screen, but I am going to read you bits of it. This particular person left a few comments with very similar tones. Basically, you're an idiot and I know more than you kind of thing, which sometimes I am an idiot. And sometimes people do know more than me. I mean, it's for real. But I've been in this space for 10 years. 10 long years. Lots of staring at a screen and looking at my own face. So I do know quite a bit about the space, and I do want to talk about it. And I want to talk about this comment specifically and why this is such a prolific thing in our society right now. It's driving me absolutely bonkers. But before we do, I do want to say hello very quickly to the people that are here live in the collective brain, because they are going to be participating in this conversation and weighing in, because like we're going to talk about here, your perception is based on what you have seen. Because perception is based on, your own experience, and it's hard to know someone else's perspective that you don't have. So that's why it's great to have the collective brain, because maybe they have a different experience than I do that they can share. All right. So hello to Andrea. Hello. I love seeing the same. It's like the same people. I love seeing like these are my people. I love new people. I love seeing the same people. Just brings me joy. Hi, Alicia. So good to see you. Good morning. Welcome back. Crystal, welcome back. So good to see you. Sweet Texas Tay. Good morning. I love that name. Stacy, good morning to you. And good morning to our moderator, Teresa. She says, Happy Super Bowl Sunday, Collective Brain. I hope you're doing well. Please like and share to help Jen out. Thank you, Teresa, so much. And thank you to any of the other moderators that are able to make it today. Flory or Audra or Steph. John is not here again because he's been doing things with the kids on Sundays. So I'm counting on Teresa and the crew to keep this a nice, happy, calm chat. And they do such a lovely job. And I appreciate them being here. So thank you so much, Teresa. And happy Super Bowl Sunday. I do enjoy football. I was a varsity football manager in high school. Very much love the game, but do not care about professional sports because I can't wrap my brain around rooting for people that I don't know. It's like when I was in high school, I knew the players. Like I was friends with some of the people on the team. Not everybody, of course, but some of the people on the team were like in my social circle. So it was like I was rooting for them and because I went to the high school, but I don't get because you live in a city to root for a team when a lot of the players that are on the team never even lived here before they went to that team. Like they lived somewhere else and they just came here to play. I don't know. I don't get it. It's the ADHD. I overthink things. Sometimes my logic is weird. There's a reason why so many people watch this game every year. There's a reason why it is so popular in the US. And if you are part of the majority, I get it. I'm just not. I'm part of the minority here. And it's all about perspective, which we'll get into. But I hope you have a lovely day. Please be safe. Please be safe. I'm going to call you Farrell because I don't want to. Farrell Kate. There we go. Good morning. Good morning to you. And to Roya, good morning in California. And to Tracy, good morning to you. And if I did not say good morning to you, or good afternoon, or good evening, good night. Wherever you are. All right. So let's get into this comment. And if this is you and this is your comment, I think that this person's comment came from the right place. It came from a place of wanting to just chime in, wanting to give their perspective, wanting to, you know, maybe a little bit of parasocial that we're buds. And because you don't go up to a stranger with this kind of like vitriol usually. So I think that it may be something there, but I don't think this person meant harm or to hurt by making this comment. I think that it was just a lot of passion. And sometimes passion can come off in odd ways when you're just texting. And I've been there myself. I've said things in text that came off wrong and the tone was wrong. So I get it. So that's my point is I'm not mad at this person, but okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to read pieces of it. The context is before I do that. The context is, as I had said in What's Up in Makeup. I believe it was last week or the week before. Let me see. Oh, I don't have the screenshot of what video it was on, but let me see. Yeah, it's not what video it was on, but it was. I think it was a couple weeks ago. The video that where I talked about Jaclyn Hill, and I was talking about how 80%, like I truly believe 80% of people that are doing this job that I do, that I've been doing for 10 years, are in it for the right reasons. And she vehemently disagrees, like with her whole soul. So this is what she says. Okay. You cannot be this naive. I have been a subscriber of yours for years now, and although I enjoy your wholesomeness and naivete, you literally cannot sit there in the chair you're sitting in and say that the majority of people in the beauty social media world are in it for the right reasons, because you are absolutely 100% wrong. Majority of people, I would say about 85% of beauty influencers across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are in it for the money and clout and free makeup. That's it, point blank. Maybe you and Tati are in it because they love makeup and they love YouTube, but that's it. Let's keep it 100% real and honest right now, okay? Because I care about you and I don't want you to think that like 70% of beauty influencers are wholesome and do it because they love doing it. No, they do it for the money and the free makeup and the clout. They do it so they can get to the Super Bowl with Fenty and get like thousands of dollars in comps like Michaela did. Okay, so this is where perspective comes in, because I do get that perspective if all you watch are people that do that. So, like, if you live in a town where there's only black, white, and gray cars, you're going to think that there's no blue cars or red cars or green cars because that's all you've ever seen, right? But when you live in this world for 10 years, I've been to so many events and met so many people that do this for a job. You know, I've met so many people. And I am literal friends, like I would call friends, with about 5 or 6 influencers. I'm acquaintances with probably about 30 or 40. Okay. I've met hundreds of influencers, like physically, in person. So my perspective is a little bit different. The thing is a lot of the people that are, you see, I'm like, okay. A lot of the people that are in this, doing this, we genuinely are the people that I know personally. I'm thinking, you know, Angie Newquist. I'm thinking Tina from the Fancy Face. I'm thinking Teresa is dead. I'm thinking Samantha March. I'm thinking Michelle Wong. I am thinking Audra at Home. I am thinking like the vast majority of us, the thousands of people that are doing this, really do love doing this. Yes, we want to make it a job. Yes, we want to make money off of it, but we're not willing to compromise our morals for that, right? But if you only watch the people that are cruddy, you're going to think the whole world is cruddy. It just boggles my mind that like I would never go into like, let's say somebody works at, you know, a grocery store. I would never go into a cashier at the grocery store and tell them they're doing their job wrong or that the people they work with suck because one person that works there made me mad. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird business to me. It's such weird business. And I think that it's just, yes, Jessica Braun. Thank you. Jessica Braun. Yes. Jessica, I've only talked to years ago through email. It was a long time ago. I don't know Jessica, but we did have a very slight connection. I've talked to Allie through DM once. She was lovely. So many people. So many people. So it's just irritating to me because I do think that this attitude, this is getting bigger and bigger because of things like the Michaela situation, because of things like the Jacqueline Hill situation, because of all of the big YouTuber drama. It trickles down to those of us that actually love this and really want to help people not buy crap. And it's getting worse and worse and worse because I do feel like she's right to an extent that if you go on Instagram, you see a lot of people that seem like they're just doing it for the money, right? And that they have no love for it, and I'm not going to play and sit here and say that money is not involved in what I do because I have to pay my bills. If I was not making money doing this, I wouldn't be able to do it because I wouldn't have the time because I would have to have another job that paid the bills. And this takes a lot of time. So there is a money aspect of it, but not all of us are selling our souls, and some of us actually love what we do, you know? Pamela says, we all have different perspectives. I don't trust one out of all the mentioned. I don't I don't trust one out of all you mentioned, so that isn't bad. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like if your perspective is here, you miss all the things here. And it's just like, what? What? No. Mama Deb says it all depends on who you watch. I watch smaller influencers. I trust you, Jen, Betty Jean, Batty Bean, Samantha March, Teresa's Dead, Angelica, Linda from Glitter Fallout. Yes, Linda is she lives real close to me. We've traveled together. We've stayed in the same hotel room together. Linda's freaking amazing. Like Linda is like, if you don't know Linda from Glitter Fallout, she is like, she's my people to my core. Like, if I have to choose of people to, like, hang out with, I will hang out with Linda every time. Like, Linda's freaking amazing. So that's what I'm saying, is it's like there's so many people that are great, and I've met them. I know them personally. So it's like it's so frustrating to me. It's so frustrating to me when these generalizations are made. And the other thing is like I've been tweeting about it and stuff, and like the stuff about, I forget whether it was the stuff about Michaela or the stuff about Jacqueline, but people were commenting underneath, yeah, I'll never trust influencers again. I can't trust influencers because of this. And like they're literally replying to my tweet. And it's like they're basically like in a side way saying they'll never trust me again because of what this other person did. And it's so frustrating because what it comes down to is if I lose the trust of you watching, if I lose the trust, then I don't have a job anymore. Like it's that serious for me. If you lose trust in me, if I end up lying or manipulating, or if people just perceive that my job is not to help you, then I lose my job. And I freaking love my job. So it's very serious for me. It's really serious. It's not fun to hear people growing with this attitude. And I know that it's based in reality as far as their perception, but that's really not what a lot of us here are doing, you know? Kimberly says, I think there are some who absolutely love makeup. There are some that are in it for the money. I think you can usually tell. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think that sometimes you can tell, like, people are smart. People read body language, people can read expressions. Um, I think sometimes things can be misinterpreted, but I think overall you can read people, you know? Tammy says, well, Jen, not being a sellout means the most. Not lying matters too when there are receipts on some people for straight out lying to their followers. Yeah. And, it's all about where your priorities are. And I think that people that manipulate, people that are really good at manipulating, often are able to get to the top faster, quicker, easier. And that's why there's so many of them there, because they are doing the things the goal is to get to the top. The goal is to earn massive amounts of money. The goal is to get as many brand relationships as possible in order to make money off of those brands. That's where the loyalty lies. And when your loyalty lies there, it's much easier to climb than if your loyalty is with your subscribers and the people that are watching. Like what do I like physically like monetarily get? I get views. I get views, which leads to money from AdSense. And when I've done a collaboration, they've done very well. But as far as the actual climbing, you don't get that off of being honest a lot of times. I mean, you can, like, there's definitely examples of that. You know, you think how Emily Noel 83 got to 1 million subscribers and she's never even taken a single sponsorship. You know, we've got like Allie Glines is doing super, super well. She's very, very honest. I mean, there are ways to do well and still hold on to your integrity. But I don't think that you can really get to the top. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just my perspective because I don't know anyone very close to me that has gotten to the top. Maybe that's just my skewed perspective. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, we could go into like Tati, but it's like, I feel like Tati's so complicated because there's so much I feel like I don't personally know about the inner workings of how Tati works. I can tell you what I want to believe. I want to believe that she's in it for the right reasons and that she's got a good heart and all that, but I don't know her personally. I mean, we've talked through DMs some, but we've met a couple of times. We've had short conversations in person, but like, I don't know her. So like, I don't know her like that, but I want to believe with my entire soul that she's in it for the right reasons, that she's one of the few that's been able to make it to the top without compromising integrity. But I know a lot of people will disagree with that. I know that there's going to be a lot of debate, but honestly, I mean this with 100% of my soul. None of us know her. You don't know her. I don't know her. The only person that knows the answer of how much integrity she has is her. She's the only one that truly knows that answer. So like, we can sit here and speculate until the cows come home, but we don't know. We don't know. And we don't know about a lot of these people. All we know is what they've showed us outright in the public. That's all we know. And we have to take that evidence and build an opinion based on that. And that's just human nature to look at something, find the evidence, and make a judgment. And I know there's a whole thing about judging, how we shouldn't be judging and all of that. But we kind of have to, in a way, because we have to decide what we want to do with our time. We want to decide who we want to trust with our money. So when we have to make a judgment in order to make good decisions, you can't just leave it up to, well, you shouldn't judge. Well, yeah, ideologically, we shouldn't judge, but we kind of have to for our own personal choices. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I would love to know what you all think. Andrea says the money is with sponsorships, but just be honest about it. That's the key. Yeah. And I will tell you, when I do a sponsorship on What's Up in Makeup, I make significantly more on the sponsorship piece than I do in AdSense on the video. The sponsorships really, truly are the things that pay more. Collaborations are more than that. So from my personal experience, the best way to the highest amount of money you're going to make in this space is some kind of collaboration where you're selling a product. That's where the biggest money is. The next is the sponsored videos. This is just from what I've done. The sponsored videos are next, and then the YouTube AdSense or wherever you're making money from. From what I've heard, YouTube AdSense pays more than Instagram or TikTok. TikTok is like pennies. So really, the reason to be on TikTok is to get the views so that you can get the sponsorships, because 1 million views on TikTok is like a couple thousand views on YouTube. Like as far as money goes, like it's nothing. Yeah, Jamie says, to be fair, a lot of people are in it to make a living. Yes, that's okay. It's about having integrity in your work. That's true at any profession. As a consumer, you have to decide for yourself who to trust. Jamie, I love that with my soul. That is exactly what I believe as well. And I am in it to make a living. I'm not going to lie to you. I am in it to make a living. I need to make money off of this in order to continue to do it, which means continuing to take sponsorships, continuing to do affiliate links. That's another thing. Affiliate links are less than sponsorships, at least for me. Continue to do affiliate links, continuing to monetize my videos. I need to do that. But I can also be really choosy about where I take those sponsorships from. And that's what I do is I look at where the sponsorship is from. Like right now I'm researching a device because I did the Nira sponsorship. Before I took that Nira sponsorship, I did a bunch of research on at-home lasers. I looked up, professional sources, and I, talked to dermatologist friends in my life, and I talked to a cosmetic chemist in my life. And I asked, like, could this be a legit thing? And they said, yeah, it's the same as, it should be similar to what you can get in the, if it does what it says it's going to do, it should be similar to what you get at a professional's office, but it's going to be like a weaker version of it or whatever, possibly. So after talking to people, that's when I took the Nira sponsorship. But I researched that, and I'm currently researching another device that I think I'm gonna reach back out and take because it does seem to be legit. And I saw that Angie from Hot and Flashy did a review of the Nira recently, and I was actually kind of like a little bit nervous because I was like, if Angie hates this, like this is like, I'm so nervous Angie's gonna hate this. I knew she was gonna love it though because it's a fantastic device. And Angie loved it, of course. But I know I can trust Angie from Hot and Flashy. I know that she is going to be honest, that she has built her reputation on that. So if we're on the same page, it's like validation, you know? So I agree with Jamie that people are in it to make a living, yes, but it's all about having integrity. It's all about grabbing those sponsorships from companies that you love. It's all about promoting the, gummy bear scented body wash and maybe not the gummy like sugar bear hair vitamins. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about the sugar bear hair vitamins, but it was the first thing that came to my head. Just making sure something's legit before you take a sponsorship, or at least doing your best. You can't know everything, but at least putting some effort into it and trying. So again, you have to decide for yourself who to trust. 100%. Totally agree. Yeah, Tracy says a lot of it is also spilling over to the TikTok creators that do home decor and lifestyle and restock with sponsorships. Yes, absolutely. And I think with TikTok, it is so much easier to just throw crap out there. I don't think that the parasocial connection is something that has a negative connotation to it, but I do think that it can be a positive thing. Like I have a parasocial relationship with Tracy and a lot of the people here, in that Tracy comments all the time on live chat. She always has nice things, to say, really great comments, and, always has something cool to add to the conversation. So I, in my soul, feel like Tracy is a good person. She's somebody that I think that I would want to hang out with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like, because TikTok doesn't allow for those kinds of connections where I see Tracy every week. So it's easier for me to have a connection to her. I know, Tracy, I'm calling you out. I hope I'm not making you feel uncomfortable. But my point is that I feel like on TikTok, you can't really get that kind of connection like you can here on YouTube. And then in that, it's much easier for people to not really tell the truth and take sponsorships that really aren't, because you don't really know, you don't think about the people who are watching as people. They're just numbers ticking in, where I feel like YouTube, when you see people in the comment section over and over and you see the same people, you realize they're people with money that they worked hard for. And I care about where those people's money is going. You know what I'm saying? Hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable. I hope I didn't by like saying that. But I just, feel like that about a lot of the people here, you know? Stacy says it's too hard to tell with sponsorship if it's authentic, so I don't watch any period. I'll just go search for an unsponsored review. Yeah, Stacy, I feel like a lot of people feel the exact same way, and I totally understand that. And for me with sponsorships, this is just me as a viewer with sponsorships. What I do is if something is sponsored, I look at it and see if I have a genuine interest in it. Like, what's something that's sponsored a lot? So like HelloFresh, for example. I see people that I trust really enjoying HelloFresh. And when I see Raw Beauty Christie, who's known for doing all these HelloFresh sponsorships, she's got a great relationship with the company. She makes these amazing looking meals. So when we talked about this before, where I had done HelloFresh a long time ago. This is all on my own. I'd done it a long time ago, and I had decided a couple months ago that I was going to try it again. I don't think it was sponsored. I can't remember. Oh, how terrible is that? Did I retry it? Because I don't remember. But anyway, point is that I retried it and I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't have tried it on Christy's recommendation if it didn't look good to me. Now I'm thinking, was that sponsored? It was so long ago. How terrible is that? I don't even remember. But I did buy it. I did pay for it. So I don't think it was sponsored because I know it came out of my check, came out of my account. So I don't think it was. I wish John was down here because then I could ask him, did I do a HelloFresh sponsor? I don't think I did. Because they reach out. The thing is, they reach out to me all the time. And it's like, I don't remember. How funny is that? But anyway, my point is that when I look at a sponsorship, I decide whether it's of interest to me. And I do the same thing with like apps, like phone apps. I get like, I play like games and stuff, and there'll be things recommended. Sometimes I'll see like a game on there that actually looks kind of fun. So I'll click on it and I'll download it. Or there'll be like extra bonus gems if you purchase this thing from this company. And it's like, oh, that kind of looks interesting. And I'll buy it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. So I think you have to my point is you have to like decide beyond what somebody's telling you, whether that even looks of interest to you or not. And I think that we are past the point of buying something just to support when we don't want it. And I remember when I've done products with companies where it was a collaboration, I've been like, you know what? Like I'm telling you, do not buy this just to support me. Like that's dumb. Only not that that's not that sounds terrible when you say that's dumb because it makes me that is not something that I want you to do, let me rephrase. That's something I want you to do. I want you to buy it if you genuinely want it and you think you'll get use out of it. But I think that there's a tone on the internet of buy what I made, buy what I made, buy what I made, whether you like it or not. But I think customers are smarter than that at this point. At least a lot of them are, I hope. Oh, John can't remember either. I don't think I did a sponsorship. See, it's like that's how much sponsorships are like meaningful to me as I forget. That's how much I like because there's no difference. That's the thing is there's literally no difference between like products that I accept sponsorships and products that I buy with my own money. If I wouldn't buy it with my own money, I will not accept the sponsorship. Period. And that's why I get so confused. Yeah. Say Blue Lamb was a sponsorship you did, and I both wanted to try it since I saw it on Shark Tank. Now, let me tell you something about Blue Land. I honestly don't know if I'm going to accept more sponsorships from Blue Land. I probably won't. And I know I just shot myself in the foot there. I don't think I'm going to accept any more sponsorships from Blue Land because what I'm finding now that I've been using their products for a long time is that the pumps and the sprayers, you have to replace them, which it kind of they don't work functionally for a long period of time, and that's the point of Blue Land, is that it's supposed to be a forever bottle, right? I'm throwing my sponsor under the bus a little bit, but that's why I'm not gonna do any more sponsorships with them. I've been thinking about this for the past, like, couple of weeks or so, like, looking at the products that I've been using for, like, a year or so. They're supposed to last forever, and now that I've been using them for a year, the pumps really aren't working very well. But I will say I still stand by the products. The products inside are fantastic. That all-purpose cleaner is flippin' fabulous. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna buy the Blue Land, like, tablets because I still freaking love those and just use a different sprayer. Like, once mine break and use one like, a more reliable, like, vehicle. That's just something that they need to work on.
But I don't feel comfortable doing sponsor videos for them anymore because there's something that I feel like people should know about it. Like, I feel like that's a deal breaker for some people, and it's almost a deal breaker for me at this point. But when I was doing the sponsor videos, I'd only been using them for a few months, not over a year. So I hadn't gotten to that point yet. I don't even think I told John that yet. But yeah, exactly. You can use non-blue land bottles and use the tabs, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, Darlene. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And I have purchased their stuff with my money. It's not just all PR. I've purchased things and I still love them. But the sprayers, they got to work on those. If they fix their sprayers, I'll go back doing sponsorships with them. All right. So we're halfway in. Let's go ahead and talk about what's on my face. Just a little bit of shorty stuff for you. So on my eyes today, this was PR sent by Laura Lee. This is the Laura Lee Whimsical Nudes. This was their holiday palette. All I did was I used this shade all over my lid and the shade in my crease. This one is called Is it Manny? Oh, it's called Manny. I didn't know that. And then this one is called Cedar Rose. So Manny's on my eyes today, apparently. And then on my lips today, this is PR as well. This is from Sigma. This is the shade Epiphany, is on my lips. And then I use a little bit of this shade right here called Golden Blaze, and I tap that in the center of my lips. And then on my cheeks, this is purchased. I use the Urban Decay Naked Threesome Fly palette, and I'm very much enjoying this from my worst products at Sephora video. Thank y'all so much for watching that video and enjoying it. I do think I'm going to do an Ulta version, but I think I'm going to wait a couple of weeks because I want to like dig in and use these and get to know them before I move on and buy more things. Like I feel like I haven't had enough time to sit in these products and play with them before I move on from them. I'm not ready to move on. But so far, I'm really loving this palette. Oh, and also on my lashes today, I have the famous Telescopic Lift Mascara by L'Oreal. And I'm playing with this more too because I'm learning things about how you turn the wands and how to get more volume on it. It's interesting. It's a weird wand. Let me see if the camera will focus. I can show you. It's very weird, and I know this has been shown in lots of videos. So this side right here has no bristles. So what I did today was I put the no bristles side on my lashes, and it deposited a ton of product and made my like base of my lashes really thick. And then I brushed it out with the bristle side and then combed it out with the side here. And because it deposited so much product at the base of my lashes, when I brushed it, it worked better. But it was a process to do that. Like it was like a thing. So I'm still playing with this and deciding what I think about it. But today I think is the most I've liked it. I don't know if you can even see like they're still not like the best lashes I've ever had, but you know, but I'm still playing with it is my point. Yeah, you sell BetterHelp sponsorships need to stop. Oh my gosh. So I have been watching a channel called Mickey Atkins is their name, and they're a therapist, and they talked about BetterHelp sponsorships. And I remember when Phil DeFranco got in trouble for doing BetterHelp sponsorships, and I have been reached out to from BetterHelp to do sponsorships, and I've declined every time because I don't like shady business. I don't want any part, like if there's any kind of shady business going on, but I definitely recommend Mickey's videos on BetterHelp if you're curious about why those can be problematic. I hear them on my podcasts I listen to. I hear them everywhere, but the core of it is that people are saying that the therapists that are on there are not professional, that they're not screened enough. And there's been issues with the therapists that are accepted into BetterHelp. So yeah, I mean, this is the thing is it's like I'm not trying to tell anybody else what to do. If other people want to do shady business, like I can't stop them, but I'm just saying my whole point of this whole live stream is that, you know, the people that are doing shady business lead to comments like the one I got while I was minding my own business sleeping last night. So, it's just frustrating when this is my job and then these people doing the shady business and then nobody trusts anybody, and then I lose my job because of somebody else's actions, you know? It's just cruddy. Okay, so this is it. Angel, sponsorships are just like commercials on TV. I view them differently than an actual review, but they keep the lights on so they are part of the landscape. See, that is a common perception that I slightly disagree with, because at least in my life, in my mind, in my perception, in my world, I feel like a commercial on TV, they hire actors to promote and they're clearly acting. That it is the company that makes the commercial. Where when I accept a sponsorship, I don't, it's not like a commercial. Like it is in a way that the way that it's presented and placed is like a commercial, but I will never take a sponsorship from a company just cuz. You know what I'm saying? Where I feel like if you're watching a TV show, they're not taking, commercials like who wants to, they're just taking the money. They don't care who it is for the most part, I don't think. They're just accepting where the money's coming from. So I don't know. I mean, I think that everybody needs to decide. And I think that putting that filter on of, do I even want this? Could this even add to my life, is for commercials and for sponsorships. You know, I think that should be applied to both. Oh, from my worst video. Your face when you put that worst Sephora lipstick was hilarious. Thanks for that. Okay, so if you have not watched my worst video, worst rated products is Sephora video, the Lady Gaga lipstick. People told me it's lip sense, that it's like where you put on this layer of vinyl over your lips, and it's literally like putting on a layer of plastic on your lips that you are feeling all day long. And I was so miserable, like, all day. I told my son, like, I kept venting to my son all day, my 11-year-old. I'm like, "Babe, kiddo, I can't wear this anymore. I can't wear this anymore, kiddo." And he's like, "Why don't you take it off?" I was like, "I can't. I'm doing a wear test." He's like, "But they'll understand if you take it off." And it's like, "No, it's my job. If this is the worst part of my job is that I have to wear an uncomfortable lipstick for 8 hours, I can do it. I can do it." So I did, because I know that there's so much worse things in the world than have to wear an uncomfortable lipstick for your job. So I pushed through and I did it. But yeah. Yeah. So Marinella says, I used your native code because I love them already. Yes. See, that's where I feel like we should go with sponsorships. If you love them already, or if you think you might love them. And then that's the only reason why you're doing it. You're not doing it to support the influencer. Like, I would never want somebody to like buy something that I said and then the thing just sits there and you never use it. Like, no. And we've talked like about native. If before you okay, so this is something I want to mention specifically about natives. I'm talking about all my sponsors here. This I cannot. Okay, ADHD, chronic honesty, no filter. All right. So I did a video a long time ago when I discovered native about switching from traditional deodorant to aluminum free deodorant. And I feel like that switch is not for everybody. 100% not for everybody to switch for the deodorant. I think that it's good for some people. I think that it's a good experience for some people. It was a difficult experience for me, but I'm glad I went through it, because I do love like the way natural deodorant wears on me now, or whatever. I don't think they call it natural deodorant anymore because it's weird, but aluminum free deodorant. I like the way it wears on me now, but the process getting there was difficult. And I don't think that process is for everybody. So I think, before you switch over to an aluminum free deodorant, definitely make sure you do your research and decide whether you really need to or not, because all of like the scares about aluminum deodorant were debunked. Like, as far as it not being like causing breast cancer and stuff, like that was all debunked. And that was when aluminum free deodorant came up, was because people were scared of traditional deodorant. So I really do believe with the deodorant aspect, you have to do your own research and decide whether it's right for you or not. But as far as the body washes, dude, they are next level, like next level amazingness. Like, I don't even know how to describe how amazing these freaking body washes are. Like, I never thought that I would love a body wash so much in my life. Never. So I will forever, like, unless they change them, do native sponsorships, because I genuinely love the products. I really do. But I definitely recommend, if you're going to switch over to aluminum free deodorant, do your research before you do and make sure that that's the best choice for you. So, hold on a minute. Where is it? Right here. Native Sense looked nice, but I like Lumi. I did try Lumi and I liked it, but I didn't love it. I think I remember getting like a rash a little bit from Lumi. So, but I mean, you know, yeah. Hmm. So anyway, so my point is with this whole thing before, and we can move on to talking about other things if y'all want to, is that it's important to use your best judgment, of course. I mean, we're all adults here. I very few anybody under 18. It's important to use your own judgment, but I also think it's important not to generalize, like the comment that I got overnight, to generalize and think that there's literally thousands of people, probably tens of thousands of people that are doing what I do for a living. And to say what 85% of them, what their motivations are, when chances are you've never met a single person, I feel like that's not fair. I feel like it's not fair, to say. I do. I think that's not fair. But in that same vein, I do believe that this person who left this comment has 100% right to their feelings, and they have 100% right to purchase based on their own compass of what they think is right. But to put that judgment on other people, on tens of thousands of people, I think is not fair. That's how I feel. Based on having met so many people in the face, being personal friends with people in the space, like it just really set me off. Hi, Jen. How are you? Good to see you. I hope your foot's okay. Jen just had foot surgery. I hope you're doing okay. Hopefully you're on the mend now. Broke some bones. Boxy lady. OMG, yes, I try so much skincare and share my reviews. I would never want someone to buy everything I share, but to use my reviews to help find one that works for the skin and narrow down their list. And I think that, um, you know, the I think you either get it or maybe people are new to this space and they don't. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, I will admit that I am an optimist. I will admit that I believe the best in people sometimes a little too long. But I also have experience in the space that I feel like is unique. Not 100% unique, but uncommon, we should say, to have had the opportunity to meet so many people and to become friends with people that are in the space. So, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. But we can move on to something else if we want to. And I'm not trying to slant, like if that person ends up watching this video, thank you for the inspiration. And I feel like it did come from a good place, but I do feel like it was maybe a misinformed perspective based on limited experience. How was that for diplomatic? um Siri says, we may not be able to judge the individual, but we can recognize the systemic issues and be cautious. Oh, 100%. And I think that people should be cautious. I do. I absolutely believe in being cautious. But once you realize, like, if Teresa's dad tells me that something is amazing, I am going to believe her 100% because I trust her skills as a reviewer. I trust her ability to understand how products work and to judge them appropriately based on experience. And I trust her level of morality. You know what I'm saying? Like it just I've met Teresa, by the way. I met Teresa when Teresa's channel was relatively new, not new, but relatively new. But that was before we became friends. I met her. Like we were kind of like we knew, like we'd like chat a little bit through like text or whatever, but we didn't like know each other at that point. And she was lovely in person and lovely online. And she's not a close friend of mine, but I trust her. I do. I do. If she says this is a must-have product and I'm interested in it, I will purchase it. Period. Without hesitation because I trust her. And I think that a lot of us are like that. I genuinely do. I think there's a lot more of us that are like that than that aren't. You just have to use your own judgment, And when somebody says, everybody lies, then you realize, okay, well, that's a perspective and maybe I should not trust you. Hi, Michelle. Michelle says, I listened to a cooking podcast and some of the sponsorships he's pushed are questionable. Like he pushed a skincare line for men. Wonder how many of his male listeners bought it without researching. Yeah. Yeah. And I think you can get that vibe. I think you can get that vibe from people. And there are definitely people that are taking sponsorships haphazardly without thinking, people that are manipulating, people that are not representing the product honestly. Like there are people that are doing it 100%. I'm not saying there aren't, but I think it's all in who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with crap people, you're going to think everybody's crap. So you just don't surround yourself with those people, you know? Like filter them out. So yeah, or like Michelle's probably doing, watch the cooking podcast and just don't buy the things that they are sponsored for. You know? Like you can enjoy someone without trusting them, right? You can still enjoy what they're doing and still thinking they're a little shady boots. Yeah, Laura, like pretty much everything on the internet nuance is often missing but always needed. And that's one of the biggest flaws of social media's world is that there's so much nuance that people do not see. And people judge not knowing the nuance. And that's hard, you know? So I'm hoping that more of us pop up that are in it for the right reasons so we can be more visible so that this kind of opinion is less prevalent. Because I understand why it's there. I get it. I totally get it. But I hate it. I hate it. From the depths of my soul, I hate it. So, aw. Adriana says that's one of the biggest reasons why I love this channel and this community. I really trust your opinion, Jen, and all the work you put in your videos. And I do. Okay, so let me say this. I love that. Thank you, Adriana. That means so much to me. I do want to make sure there's a reason why when I review something that I like, okay, so for example, where's this right here? This shake primer, okay? This is working great for me right now, this KVD shake primer, but people with oily lids seem to hate this. So, like, I worry sometimes when people are like, I really trust your videos. I worry that like people will buy, like somebody with oily lids will buy this and waste their money because I liked it. So that's why I try so hard to like say that in the video, you know, if I think there's going to be a problem for somebody that's not my skin type or not my skin tone or not my age or whatever. So I strongly discourage taking anybody's recommendation for 100%, even though I just said I take Teresa's recommendation for 100%. Just because I think we need to make sure we have our personal filters on of what we enjoy versus what the other person enjoys, you know? Because my last thing I ever want is somebody to buy something that I recommend and then hate it. And I know it's happened. And it's like, oh no, like I always feel so bad when it happens. And it's usually because we have a different skin type or a skin tone or we're different ages. Is usually what it is. But I know you didn't mean it like that. I just was thinking of that as you were doing it. See, it was a squirrel moment. Highway to, hey, look, a squirrel. It was one of those moments that wasn't directed towards you specifically. It was like just my brain going off on a little bit of a tangent that it reminded me of that. So not directed directly towards you. Yeah, Laura says with cooking show, that's why disclosures matter because I trust their show, but side eye or question their choice in ads. But if it's disclosed, I can differentiate. There you go. Absolutely. And I think that I wish that the platforms, because I know that the FTC isn't going to crack down on like all of this stuff. I wish that the platforms would. That would be wonderful. Like I love how YouTube has that little they like you literally have to click a button every time you upload a video. So if you've never uploaded a video to YouTube, you upload the video and then there's the description box that you fill in your tags for the video, you put in your thumbnail, and then if you hit submit, it bounces you back. and it takes you to the box where it says, is there sponsorship or paid advertising in this video? And you have to click yes or no. It will not let you click through. It will not let you make the video be public until you click that box of whether there's something paid in that video. So I love that. I love that so much. And I wish that all platforms had something like that. Now, I see that TikTok has one of those things, but I don't think it's as like in your face as YouTube's is. But I wish all platforms pushed for that. But then there's still going to be people that are going to lie. So, you know, it's I hate that we have to differentiate. I hate that we have to filter and wonder whether something's sponsored or not. It drives me bonkers. But I think that's part of getting to know a creator and deciding whether you can trust them or not. And whether you're watching them for entertainment purposes or you're watching them because you trust their opinion. You can watch someone for entertainment purposes that you don't trust. You know? What did Jen say? Jen said something people are agreeing with. Where is my friend? Oh, Jen's talking to Liberty. Okay, here we go. Jen says, I think I think most people, large majority, are honest. However, there are some that are money motivated and don't care for the people who follow them more than they want the cash and designer goods. And I agree. I agree. And I think that a lot of those people are very visible. And I think that's the problem, is that a lot of these people that are money motivated and don't care for the people who follow them are more visible. So that's what leads to the mass opinion that we're all like that. Because if you like how much money did I just lose in this video? Like just saying, you know, my honest opinion, how much money did I just lose? Thousands of dollars probably. You know, but because it's not in my best interest, to be honest. You know, financially. But morally, I can't do anything other than that. And I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back here. I'm just realizing as I go, like, oh, well, there you go. But the thing is this is the thing that I love is because of you watching my videos, because I have such an amazing group of people that watch, that click on my sponsorships and sometimes purchase. I get a lot of offers for sponsorships. So I can be picky. I can say, I don't think I'm going to do Blue Land sponsorships anymore because my sprayer keeps breaking, because I know they're going to be replaced with somebody else that I love just as much, if not more. You know, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that. It's fine. And even if I don't get sponsorships, like just you all watching my videos and that my AdSense is enough. And it's nice to get the sponsorships because it pays a lot better, but like I could, just because you all watch, that's what, like, I'm fine. I'm fine. So what kills me about this whole thing is that these people who are extremely visible, being dishonest, are like going to make people think that everybody's dishonest, and people that are new to my channel aren't going to know, and they're going to judge me based on what they know about this other person. It's like, no, stop. And my friends too are also very honest. So yeah, I agree with you, Jen, 100%. Yeah, Finley says, I usually enjoy the content. I don't care about the ads or sponsored content. And there's nothing wrong with watching a video with a sponsorship on it and then just like not paying any attention to the sponsorship. You know, like some people say, you know, they complain to me about, you know, that that I'm doing a sponsorship at all, or they'll complain that there are lots of ads on the video. And it's like, but I just spent 4 days on this. I spent 4 days on this video. I would like to pay some bills. Thank you. I'm sorry that you have to hit the click button. I'm sorry, but I need to pay my bills. And I try not to make the ads too annoying. And YouTube says they're not supposed to serve you every single ad. I don't know if they've changed that. They're not supposed to serve you every ad. That's the way that it used to be. I don't know if it is now. Sarita says, it's just so important to find influencers with similar skin tones or similar skin issues too. If someone says something is great on their oily skin, it doesn't help my dry acne prone skin. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. But I think that there's nothing wrong with watching that person that has oily skin because you enjoy them, but then just understanding that they have a different skin type. Like I have a quote unquote normal skin type, which I feel like is very abnormal. I very rarely meet somebody that doesn't have particularly oily or particularly dry skin. It's very weird. Usually it's dry, oily, or combo. And I get a little bit of dry patches here. My chin gets a little bit dry. In the summertime, sometimes I'll notice my oil production going up in certain places, like here on my nose. It's weird. It really is seasonal for me, but never problematic. Never to the point where I have significant dry patches or significant oily spots where I feel like I need a blotting paper. So people, when I'm reviewing complexion products, have to take that into consideration. As far as like wear time and stuff like that, it's going to be different. And there's nothing I can do about it because I can't freeze my skin, you know? Zozo said, "What's the point of an influencer lying about a sponsorship? I don't judge someone for doing a sponsorship, but I judge them for lying about it. The point is money. The point is money. The point is maintaining a relationship with the brand so that you can continue to get paid. That's the point. That's why people do it, is because okay, so when you get a sponsorship, and I mean this like from not a sarcastic way, like I totally get it. Like the point, but that is the point. Like it's because if I, let's say, review this mascara and I'm being paid to review this mascara, it's in my best interest to make it look as good as possible. Because the more mascara I sell for the company, the more they're going to pay me on the next sponsorship because they're going to see the evidence that I can produce sales and they want their return on investment. Or there's a new term that's specifically having to do with influencer marketing that I forget what it's called, but it's essentially return on investment. Then L'Oreal is going to go to, because all the people in the makeup industry, like, you don't think they talk like they're competitors, but they all like know each other. Like they all know the different suppliers. They all know, like there's a circle of people. So people are going to see that I sold, a million of these mascaras. And then, maybe, you know, Tresemme is going to come to me and want me to sell hair stuff because they see what I did for this mascara. And then maybe, HelloFresh is going to come to me. You know what I mean? Like if you sell a lot of this, that leads to more. So whatever you can do to really sell it so that they want to come back and they tell their buddies, or they can see from the selling out of something, other companies see from the selling out of something that you're one of those people, you're going to make more money. I mean, and it's like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for some people. Never me, not for me, but for some people. But that's why. Long story short, that's the point of lying. But it's a great question, Zozo. It's a great question, and I will never, because the thing is, this is the thing. I think it's how you're motivated to. Like once I got to the point where I was financially secure, where I could go to the grocery store and I could buy the things for my family to eat, where I could pay my rent, where I could then, rent first, and then where I could pay my mortgage now. I have the things that I need in life. I do not need more than what I have financially. Like I genuinely don't. I don't need that. But some people do. Some people really love more expensive things and there's nothing wrong with that. But how you acquire those expensive things is where the morality lies, you know? So there's nothing wrong with loving luxury stuff. It's just not me personally. So I think that makes it easier for me. I feel like it's an unfair advantage that I don't care about making millions of dollars. I legit don't care. I'm happy. I have fantastic, beautiful home. I have beautiful kids, beautiful pets. I have a beautiful husband. Like I'm happy. So it's like, why? And I love my job. I love my job. Why would I sacrifice my job? Like it doesn't make any sense. But there are people that's not, they don't have that. So therefore, I think they're maybe more prone to lying. Maybe. That's my thought. I don't know. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody or anything. It's just different. I accuse sometimes of thinking that I'm better than people. I don't. I just have confidence. And sometimes when people have confidence, it's seen as arrogance, but I just like I happen to like myself and I happen to like my life. It's not that I think I'm better than anybody. I absolutely don't, 100%. Like everybody's, unique in their own way and everyone has a right to their opinion. Everyone has their own lives, but it's like I'm not talking about you. I'm just I'm just saying that, things are okay over here. I don't need to lie. I'm good. I'm solid. Yeah, Jen says, "Yup, lots of sales lead to big paychecks. They want big money, so they don't mind embellishing how a product performs to do it. Mascara Gate is a perfect example. Absolutely. Absolutely." Nicolette says, "Why don't these influencers help Revlon since they're bankrupt? I think they should push that brand because Revlon's not paying. Revlon is not paying. That's why. At least it doesn't seem like Revlon's paying. I don't know. I haven't seen Revlon sponsorships like ever hardly. Like I don't think I've ever seen a Revlon sponsorship because they're not paying. So why would but I will tell you there was a reason. I am wearing Revlon foundation today. Doesn't I mean I'm on camera, so it's hard to see, but let me see if I can take a picture of the Revlon foundation on my face and then show you on the camera, and maybe that will make a difference of what my face looks like. Okay, let me see if you can see. I feel like that's a better representation of how it looks on my skin. But it looks pretty. I think it looks really pretty. But like back here, we look the same. But if we zoom in. So, I mean, I love the new Revlon foundation. Let me get it. Where is it? It's right here. Where'd it go? I hate when I lose something. What did I do with it? I'm in my foundation drawer. Here it is. This one. It was my #1 product for favorites and fails. It's the Illuminance Revlon Skin Caring Foundation Illuminance. It's beautiful. It's got a beautiful finish. So if you want to buy something Revlon, I personally recommend that. And I really like my hair dryer. Just don't put it on high and don't put it next to your roots, like real close next to your roots. But yeah, I hope Revlon doesn't go out of business. I hope they don't. I hope they don't. But they're not paying it. I don't think they're paying anybody. So this is a great question. And on Pamela, did you ever used to lie for products? Absolutely not. Because this is a misconception about like, how do I want to say this without sounding ungrateful? Because I'm not ungrateful. Like I get excited about getting PR. I really do. I genuinely still get excited about getting PR. Like, ooh, what did I get? Right. But I don't need anything else. I literally don't need anything else. And there have been times before when I used to have my address on my about page, and I would just get random things sent to me, like boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes. I went away on vacation with my family, and all my stuff is sent to my husband's tattoo studio. And there's a video of when I got back. I actually got my YouTube play button in the mail while I was gone on vacation of the boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff that I got. It's like I got one face. I could only review so much stuff. And I don't want more. I don't want more stuff. Like I'm excited, like I get excited about the things that I get sent in PR because that gives me something to review without having to purchase it. But like with my Sephora video, I bought all that was $300 I spent on those Sephora worst products. I spent $300 on that. I will probably not make that money back, but that's okay because I've gotten things in PR that I didn't have to pay for that I can review. So it all balances out in the end. But for the longest time, I've had plenty coming in PR. So there's no reason to lie because I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can just buy it. If I want to make a video on the worst products of Sephora, I have been given the opportunity because so many of you watch my content, because you all support my sponsorships. I'm able to afford to just blow $300 for a video that I'm not going to get the money back, you know? So for now, that's the answer. For in the past, it's still the answer because to me personally, getting a free foundation in the mail is not worth losing you. Get me? See what I'm saying? It's not, I don't have a YouTube channel without you. So I'm not going to betray you because number one, that's cruddy and crappy. And number two, then if you lose trust in me, then I lose my job. You know what I mean? So it's not, it's a cruddy thing to do, number one. I would feel terrible about it. And I don't need to lie for products. And it would make me lose you. So why would I, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I've built my whole thing on. And the difference is that the people on TikTok are growing without having to build, without having to worry about losing their people because of a lie. Because if somebody leaves, they're just going to get replaced. Because the new people are, they're going so fast, they're not building relationships, they don't care. So it doesn't matter over there. It doesn't matter because no one is no one has built their reputations on, not no one, but you don't need to build your reputation on honesty over there. We have to build it on honesty over here. At least we did have to on YouTube. So that's a great question, Pamela. I'm glad you asked that at the end. So the answer is 100% absolutely not, because it defeats the purpose of my entire channel. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm already 5 minutes over, so I'm gonna go. Thank you for being here. Please feel free to come back next week. Next week is going to be a 5 p.m. chat, 5 p.m. Eastern time chat. Hopefully you can join us. I would love to have you back. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us, and have a lovely week. If you're enjoying Super Bowl activities, please be safe. I know that things can get a little rowdy at some of these Super Bowl things, so please make sure you got a designated driver, all of that stuff. I know you know this, you're an adult, but it can't hurt to say it. And yeah, mad love to you. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.